All right, welcome to the Rando Commando podcast. I have again my friend Richard Wallstadt here today with me, and we've got a special edition. This is going to be a little bit different but controversial. I do want to say I wrote this down so we don't get banned on YouTube. This is for entertainment purposes only. These are opinions, not facts, and we're just trying to have healthy discourse. Please, no bots, none of that crap in the comments, dude. I'm tired of that shit. What I want is people to have healthy discourse about this next topic. So I even brought my iPad here that I could look stuff up and we can do fact checking on anything that we say. So we're going to talk today. Sorry about the dogs. I'm a dog owner. They're going to bark. Hopefully it doesn't show up on the video. But we're going to talk about Israel. We're going to talk about Charlie Kirk. We're going to talk about that. I didn't tell him, but so Richard, if you watch the last one, he did 20 years, 19 years in prison. I did 10. We both studied the Bible extensively. So what we're trying to do here is get to the biblical facts about Israel. I think there's a lot of confusion out there. I don't want to paraphrase, but I did see a video where a guy was talking about we bless the sons of Abraham. So I think that's a good place to start. We have our Bible here. What are you using? New King James?
OG King James.
Oh, he's using the original. So
1611, man.
Yeah, 1611 King James, and we're going to, if we have to look up another
too, by
right. So I have my Bible app on here. I can pull up some other stuff. I'm not in any hurry today. If you want to skip forward to some of the research and kind of get to where we're talking, that's fine. But I shan't be rushed today.
Shan't be.
And let me see if I'll have a Bible app. Yes, there it is.
Cool.
Okay, so here's my Bible app. Continue with Apple. Never set it up before, so apologize there. This is a new iPad. Give me 1 second. Sign in with my face. So anyway, we have our Bible app up, and we're going to research from his King James and mine any Bible verses that we back up. If you guys have anything you want to say in the comments to correct us, we are open to that. But I'm here to tell you that this guy was mentored by a good friend of mine. Shout out to Richard Moore. He's going to watch this for sure. So, hey, Richard, I know you'll be in the comments. Please correct us if we're wrong. But we just want to have a healthy discourse. First thing I want to say. This is the first question. It's been on a lot of Christians' mind. What was that?
I said him. You can correct him.
Yeah, you can correct me. I think he's mad at him, right?
He is.
Yeah,
that's another show.
That's another show, but we love Richard. So the first question I think everybody wants to know, does the Bible say bless Israel, or does it say bless the sons of Abraham?
All right.
So what verse is that?
It's Genesis 12. I kind of wish that I knew beforehand.
Yeah, it's okay.
I haven't been in the scriptures for a long time, so it's like sometimes the addresses, they kind of escape me. But I do know this one. This one's in Genesis.
I can search on my Bible app too.
Yeah, chapter 12. I'm just leaving it out for myself in case I don't know something.
Yep.
Like, I haven't studied in a while. All right, so Genesis chapter 12.
What verse?
Let's start at verse 1. So this is like when the Lord spoke to Abraham, who was Abram at the time.
Okay.
And he said, get out of your country, from your kindred, that means your family, from your father's house to a land that I will show you. So God waited for Abram's father to die.
Okay.
And then once he died, he told him basically, get out of the land, get away from your family, get away from everybody that you knew, everybody that you're associated with, right?
Okay.
And so here was the promises that he made. He said, verse 2, he said, I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you, and I will make your name great, and you shall be a blessing.
Okay.
And so this is the one that all the evangelical churches, dude, I did a video about this on TikTok. Like, we've been duped. And so, like, for a long time, they've always said, hey, verse 3, I will bless them that bless you and curse him that curses you, and in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed. So they've always said for a long time, ever since I got saved and I started watching like TBN and all that.
Yeah,
they
which
said,
I watched too for 10 years.
You have to bless Israel. Like, you have to like pray for the peace of Jerusalem. But if you don't support Israel, if you don't support the Jewish people, then God won't bless you. Right? So that's the whole thing.
I was watching Julian Dory. You guys know Julian Dory. He had that guy, that CIA guy. It's the ex-CIA Jack, starts with a K or something.
With curly hair?
Yeah, he's the one with the glasses. He's been on TikTok and everything. He was saying that at a young age, most Israelis are taught that if you say something against Israel, then you're anti-Semite. You're anti-Semitic. So that's like bred into them. It's told to them at a young age. So we could talk about China. We could criticize China. No one's coming after us calling us a racist. We could talk about freaking Mexico and no one's calling us a racist. But the moment we mention Israel, we're called anti-Semitic. Why is that, do you think?
Dude.
Right?
Like, how deep do you want to go?
I want to go deep, man.
Let's go deep.
Well, here's the thing. So I'm not anti-Semitic. I like everything about the actual people that they're talking about in the Bible. Like, bless them for sure. But I want to know for sure who they're talking about, because we all know, we've all seen the TikTok videos and the YouTube video about the Khazarians and the Rothschilds and how they started Israel and with that after the 6-Day War, right? So you can go search that. That's a true fact. That's who started. They got in league with bankers, mobsters, and created that nation. So,
like, dude, honestly, I'm just gonna speak, but I feel like, okay, if you look at like how Israel was formed, right? So 1917 Balfour Declaration, right? Jews started returning to Palestine, which it was called at the time, right?
yep.
So there's biblical Israel for sure, man. But the people that, came to Israel, settled it, established it, all that. You talk about Jews and you talk about like Jewish people, like real Jewish people, and then there's Zionists.
Correct.
And then so like if you go all the way back to like you just go to the word like Revelation. So in Revelation chapter
I'm writing notes down because I want to do fact checking.
Revelation chapter 2 and 3, Jesus is speaking to all the churches, right? And Jesus gives like admonishments, and he gives like to all the churches, right? There's only one church that he doesn't admonish. That's the Church of Philadelphia, which means brotherly love. It's kind of interesting if you think about love covering a multitude of sins, and that's the church that he didn't have anything bad to say about. But there's a passage in here where Jesus says, Revelation chapter 2, and he's speaking to what church is this? Smyrna. Says verse 8, to the angel of the church in Smyrna, I write these things, says the first and the last, which was dead and is alive. I know your works in tribulation and poverty, but you are rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say that they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
That's what I just wrote down before you got that. That's the other question.
So think about this, dude.
Explain it to our audience.
Think about this. Like, okay, so Jesus, the book of Revelation, we know this has to do with the end times, right?
Right.
Everybody knows that. Revelation is the book of the
eschatology.
End times. Yeah, so why is Jesus saying in the last days, right? He's talking about those who say that they are Jews, but they are not, but they are the synagogue of Satan, right?
Right.
So what you have is like all these people going all the way back to like the Rothschilds. Remember Trump when he was running for president the first time?
Yeah.
He had this ad, right? And in the ad, it showed Hillary Clinton, and it showed a Red Star of David.
Yeah.
And in the Red Star of David, it said the most corrupt politician ever, right? And they said, oh, he's anti-Semitic. There's the Star of David and all that, right?
Which is not even in the Bible.
It's not even in the Bible. It's the Star of Remphan, right?
Yeah,
so it's actually, that goes all the way back to like Jewish Kabbalah and like all the mysticism Kabbalah, and all that stuff, dude. Like you ask any Jew, like where does the Star of David come from? They don't know.
What's it called? The Star, what is it?
Remphan.
Star of, how you spell it?
Remphan. Yep, there it is.
Okay,
right
let's
there.
Go. Let's see what it says about this. The Star of Rephem is a biblical. This is Google too, by the way. I can always search on Brave browser, but it says the Star of Remphan is a biblical reference to an object of idolatrous worship, appearing in Acts 7:43, where it is condemned by Stephen. It refers to a symbol or idol associated with the worship of a false god, likely the planet Saturn, whose name is given as Chiun, Chiun, or Kian.
It's also known as Satan.
In the Old Testament, the phrase "Star of Remphan" is a Greek translation of Chiun and represents the Israelites' adoption of pagan practices, which is considered rebellion against God.
So the whole thing with that ad that Trump had.
So why did they have that on everything then?
Well, because
out in the open.
So it goes, it goes all the way back, right? So again, Trump, Hillary Clinton, Red Star of David. Right. People said he was anti-Semitic, but he was really talking about the Rothschilds. When the Rothschilds bankers, above all of their banks, right, or all of the money exchanges that they had, right, they had a red Star of David, which red shield, Rothschild. That's where the
Right.
So what Trump was saying was that Hillary Clinton was basically in bed with the Rothschilds, and he was calling her the most corrupt politician ever. So it wasn't like anti-Semitic.
Right.
It was just referencing that. There's nothing
But
actually
but
really
that's what they
Jewish about
do.
it.
That's what they do, though.
Yeah.
That's their campaign. You know, their smear campaign was to say it was anti-Semite,
Yeah.
and that's what Israel does.
Dude, and I'm convinced like all the governments of the world, like all of them, bro, like
Hmm.
they're if you think about it, like I keep going back to the book of Revelation, but after the judgments and everything else, the angels say the kingdoms of this world have become the kingdom of our Lord Jesus Christ, right? So if that has to happen in the future, that means that's not what's happening right now.
Right.
So all the governments of the world are all controlled by Satan in some kind of way, dude. And all we are as
Well,
believers are just lights that shine in the darkness. But like overall, the whole entire system, dude, it's all satanic.
well,
All of it
what's
is.
crazy is lately, I don't know how y'all been feeling, but I've been wondering about Trump. Have you been wondering?
Oh yeah.
Like, what's he doing, man? Like, what's he doing, bro? Like he's like supporting them still. And what's great about this day and no other day is that we have social media, we
Yeah.
have TikTok, we have people talking about this and bringing awareness to the fact that this is not what was promised.
Mhm.
So I'm a little confused because I'm America first, you know, America before any other country, and now we have Trump even bowing to Israel.
Mhm.
Everybody says like, oh, he bombed Iran because they told him to do it. But here's what I just heard on the Julian Dorsey podcast with Jack. God, I can't remember the guy's last name. Starts with the K. CIA guy, glasses. He said that they started that war because Israel had threatened to use nuclear weapons on Iran if they didn't bomb them. So Trump actually said, well, it's better than a nuclear war, so we'll just bomb
Yeah.
them. Which is like, why are we beholden to this,
Dude,
to Zionism? Why? Why,
they
dude?
got their tentacles and everything.
Like, we're never going to be free
They control
as long as they're controlling our government,
they
dude.
control the banks.
Yeah, they control the money.
So if you
right?
control the money, you control everything, right?
Well, that's the
So,
great thing about crypto, but I'm sure they've already thought about that.
yeah, I'm sure that it's all part of the same thing. Well,
Yeah.
if you look at it, dude,
It's crazy,
the
bro.
mark of the beast, I think we're staying in Revelation today, but the mark of the beast in the end time is what without it no man can buy or sell.
Yeah.
Right? Even if you look at like the letter X, dude, like you look at XRP, like all those things,
Yeah.
it's like representative of like the number 6 or something crazy like that. And so if you look at overall, that's where it's headed, where you can't buy or sell unless you
Yeah.
have this mark. What does that sound like? You know what I mean? Everything on blockchain. And if you don't, I think that's where it's going
Social
eventually.
credit score.
Yeah, I think that's where it's going
Yeah.
eventually.
You did something and you can't buy now.
Yeah, I think I think everything they're doing right now with crypto and with AI, it's all the basis of the mark of the beast system.
Yeah.
Like
And
it's
the,
all laying the groundwork for
yeah,
it.
and the iPhone and Samsung have Israeli spy tech in them. I saw that today
They
too.
bought Chat GPT too. Did
Yeah.
you see that?
I did that. You know what's crazy is like I
These people
love
are crazy.
and the crazy part is Chat GPT is great if you own a business. Like it's amazing. You can
Oh.
write all kinds of things and
Mhm.
even the band stuff. I took a picture of myself and made it a cartoon. I mean, it's
Mhm.
just so great. You can do album covers, you can do all kinds of stuff just by prompting. But my problem with it is like everybody thinks it's going to take over, but yet my iPhone still glitches.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I see that it's got some years to go, maybe not as many as I think, maybe a few, but my iPhone still glitches out sometimes. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, if they're going to take over and this thing ain't working all the time, then technology is imperfect. So I don't know, man. I've been thinking about it a lot lately. I've been watching a lot of videos and I don't want to have anybody influence my opinions other than the Holy Spirit.
Mhm.
Like really, I just have to consult the Holy Spirit and ask him, you know, what's going on in this scenario. Sometimes he doesn't give me an answer though. Like I think some of it he just doesn't want me to know out of protection because we probably go nuts if we knew the actual truth.
Mhm.
It's so much more devious than we could ever think, I believe.
Yeah.
I really do.
100%.
So what do you think about Charlie and the whole Charlie Kirk thing? And what do you, so, right? We all been thinking about it. Like we
Mhm.
all been talking about it. We all watch the videos. We see Candace Owens. She's
Yeah.
been getting involved, which is great. But like, what do you think, man?
She said, Candace Owens said something real interesting. She said that she asked a question. She's like, "Is Charlie Kirk's life a real life Truman Show?" And the reason she said that, she's got to be careful sometimes about what she said. She was talking
Yeah.
about Erica Kirk,
Yeah,
and like Erica Kirk is a Freemason.
yeah.
Erica Kirk's father is
Mother and father.
well, her father specifically, he's like a weapons contractor for Israel.
Yep.
And so there's like some real weird stuff, and she's just like very, dude. Like when I watch Erica Kirk, there's something very disingenuous about her, dude. There's something very just not right. Like I think a lot of people feel that. So it's like, what if? And then she was like tied to Trump's pageants like way back in the
Yeah.
day, you know. And there's like all kinds of weird stuff.
There's a lot of conspiracy.
But I
around it.
think that Charlie was, they saw his potential.
Oh
That
yeah.
dude could have been
President.
president someday,
Mhm.
man. He had all
Sad,
that
man.
influence over Gen Z. And I think what happened is he started criticizing Israel.
Yeah, immediately.
Right before he died, he was
Yep.
criticizing Israel.
Yep.
Like he had Ben Shapiro, and he was giving like
Yep.
Ben Shapiro a hard time about a lot
Excuse
of
me,
stuff.
guys.
But
Keep going.
I think that's what happened. I think he had such an influence, and for a time he was like pro-Israel.
Yep.
But then he started like turning. He started turning, and then there's all that weird stuff about Turning Point USA.
Oh,
They
dude,
actually
there's-
rented out State Farm like months before he was killed. So I think what happened was they brought Erica Kirk in to be his handler, and they knew that because she was influenced, right? Like
Yeah.
Freemasonry and the Zionists
Yeah.
and all that stuff, that she could whisper in Charlie's ear, and she could, you know, have influence over him for them to
Yeah.
for him to be able to ultimately do their will. Like I think they got tentacles in everything, all governments. It's bigger than just that little nation over there in the Middle East. It's a network. It's a global network that the Zionists have. And I'm not going to say Jews. The Zionists have their tentacles in
So let's-
media. They have it in entertainment. Anything that you can think of, anywhere there's influence, they're going to try to get their hands.
Let's look up what is
That's what it is.
Zionism. Let's look that up. Let's see what Google has to say about that. Let's take a look. I'm just curious because you know what? I kind of knew about it, but I didn't know about it. So Zionism is a movement advocating for the establishment and support of a Jewish homeland in the historical land of Israel. Let's see. Contemporary. I'm looking for the politics part. Yeah, it's just saying that they want to do it, but there's a politics movement to it.
Mhm.
What is the Zionist Party? Let's do that. Because I think that that's different. Party. Here we go. Okay, so the Zionist Party most commonly refers to the far-right Israeli political party, National Religious Party, Religious Zionism, which advocates for merging religious and state policy and expanding settlements in the West Bank. The broader Zionist movement itself, however, has given rise to many political parties throughout history, such as the General Zionists, the Labor Zionists, blah, 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 with differing ideologies. So key goals of the party that's in charge now with Benjamin Netanyahu is merging Israeli state policy with Orthodox Jewish beliefs, which is Kabbalah, right? That's what they believe. That's what they practice.
And their Talmud and all that.
A Talmud. That's what I was
all
trying to think of. The Talmud.
Has all that crazy stuff in there.
Yeah. So if you're not familiar with what the Talmud says, you should probably go get familiar with that. We could do a whole podcast on that. It's like you can marry 6-year-olds or something, 3-year-olds. It's like crazy, man. So I think that they used that whole thing with Jeffrey Epstein as a blackmail scheme, and they got all this dirt on everybody, and the country of Israel used it. So, but Charlie, what do you think about what theory are you going with for the actual death? Are you going with the lapel mic? You gonna go?
Mic.
Yeah, you don't think there was another shooter in the back?
I think there could have been two, though.
Yeah.
I think there definitely could have been.
So you think the lapel mic had some kind of projectile in it?
Yeah, I've seen like videos. Like I've seen different angles and stuff, and that's what it looks like to me. And I know that that's kind of like the specialty of Israel.
Well, they did the pagers. Remember the pagers?
The people in Hezbollah over there in Lebanon, they took all of them out.
That's so crazy to me, dude. That technology. So they're so far advanced as far as the Mossad and what they can.
Yeah.
They're probably watching this right now, even though I'm not even on the internet.
Probably.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah,
there's a lot of us out here doing this. Like,
this will get banned for sure.
It'll probably get banned from YouTube, but I'll put it on Rumble. I have a Rumble account that I just started, so I'll put the link in where I can. But I really think that it's important, and I've been thinking about it a lot. I kind of had to take a break from it the last couple of weeks because it was getting to be too much, and there's so many opinions out there. But I saw it, so I go to Dream City Church, and Charlie was there the Wednesday before he was killed and speaking. So it was kind of special to see. I've seen him several times, but that one in particular was really good. and no one knew that it was going to be the last time we saw him. So it was really sad. His kids were there with him and stuff.
Yeah. Mhm.
It was really not cool, man. And I see the way that it's going. I see the way that this country's headed, and I don't think it's America first. And I'm starting to think that Trump has been bought this time, because last time he said it was like everybody surrounding him was dirty. That was probably the truth. I believe that he didn't know what he was doing first time in. Like, now he knows what he's doing. He's surrounded himself with people, and you got this dude Cash Patel. That's just like we all know that Thomas Crook like couldn't have taken a shot at Trump. We all know that the theory at that college that Charlie was shot at, that's a bullshit theory.
Mhm.
He didn't assemble a gun run. He's just no way that dude could have done it. He's a patsy. And I don't know why this FBI refuses to tell us the truth. I don't. And it reminds me of every other president and every other administration that we've ever had. So,
I think they either get leverage on them through something, right? And that's what Epstein was all about. It was about getting leverage over politicians. The Mossad, right? He was an agent, so they brought him in to get blackmail against politicians and everybody else that's in power, right? That's what all those parties were about. That's like what all the Diddy stuff was about,
I
right?
think it's all a distraction. As soon as we bring up something that's America first and everybody starts getting pissed off, they bring up a distraction.
Yeah, like you go deep on that stuff, dude, of like why they have like, the pedophilia and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like it's all part of and homosexuality, like all that
It's all
stuff, dude.
demonic, dude.
It is. It's like Baphomet worship. And so they do these ceremonies and it's like it goes all the way back, dude. Like in the Greek times, they had the temple prostitutes and all that stuff,
Yeah.
right? Because they would sex and prostitution and all that stuff. Sex was part of like the spiritual offering to their gods, right? The demons.
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
it is.
specifically, specific too.
And that's what they do now. It's all the same stuff. So they get leverage against people, but I think also not just that, like they could like threaten people's families. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we'll kill your kids. We'll make it look like some rare disease or like we'll
Yeah, well,
take out.
they've got stuff that they can. It's like a injection or an aerosol that can give you a heart attack. I was seeing. I mean, this is a great day and age, people. How we have never known about that
Yeah,
stuff.
so those guys. I'm not saying like that he's above being manipulated or extorted or whatever. But I'm just saying, generally speaking, if someone threatens like someone you care about,
You know.
and they tell you basically like this, all right, if you push forward on this, we're gonna take out whoever, right?
Yeah.
Your mom, dad, brother, whatever. And you're still not going to get anywhere with this.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do?
Yeah, like so how long does this go on? Because what this is tied to also, it's tied to our financial systems.
Mhm.
So our financial system, like everybody says, it can't go on, we're gonna have a recession. You know why it's not gonna be a recession? I can tell you why. Because our black budget is like 30 trillion or some crazy amount like that. And if our dollar depreciates, then their money depreciates
Mhm.
because it's in US dollars. So a collapse isn't gonna happen. They'll just print more money, do something crazy. Who knows? Well, I'm not a financial advisor. All I know is that they have a huge black budget. And I heard this from some guy that is a financial advisor, if our stuff goes down, interest rates come down, that we might have a crash, but it really won't happen because everybody will just get bailed out because of the black budget.
Mhm.
So that stuff to me is fascinating. Like, we won't crash because they need dirty money.
Mhm.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
wild.
and my poor kids, you guys, my poor kids can't afford a house right now. They can't afford it.
Yeah.
I got in lucky on mine in 21, but I had the money. They don't have the money for this. They can't afford a 7% interest rate or a 6. That puts the payment of this house double what it is. You know what I mean? They
Mhm.
can't afford that. They couldn't even afford what I pay right now.
Yeah.
And they're not happy about it. And I have a feeling, dude, in the future, you're going to see some action. I really do. Because people are going to get tired of it. You know, they are.
I think they already are too.
Yeah, I think most of us are, but I'm 54 years old, almost gonna be 55. I don't care. Like, I've been in the system my whole life. I don't care. I know they're lying to me. I know I have to do this, I have to do that. And there's not really anything we can do other than have a voice in America because they haven't taken our free speech yet. But I think if the Democrats would have gotten reelected, I think that's some of the stuff we would have seen
Mhm.
go away for sure. So that's one thing Trump saved, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think like much better than the other side, right?
Right.
Like, what would have happened if Kamala
Oh, dude, we'd
come
all
into
be
office?
surveillance. We're already in a surveillance state.
Dude,
We'd be more out in the open.
I think they were setting everything up for World War. What they want. They
Oh,
want
yeah.
war. So they want war. What can you do with war? It always it enriches the rich.
Yep.
You get rid of like undesirable portions of the population, right?
Yep. Christian
can,
males.
yeah, you
To
can like
them.
reenact the draft, right? The
Yep.
draft is reenacted. You just pick and choose who you want to send over, and
Yeah.
and then once you get in the military, then they want to conform you and they want to do all this stuff, right? But all humanity, dude, is about control. That's what it all is. Everybody's trying to control everybody else, and that's what power does, man. And like I said, it's all demonic. So I think Trump is definitely, you don't get to that position, dude. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
You don't, without being part of whatever they got going, Freemasonry or whatever the case is, right? But like overall, so when you talk about like MAGA and all that stuff, like
Yep.
I like Trump, you know what I mean? I want to believe that he has America's, best interest at heart. But I look at his policies, man. His policies are good.
Yep.
Policies are great. He stands for, all the values that we stand for. So I really think like MAGA is more, it's not about Trump, it's about the people.
America
It's about,
first.
yeah, it's about
Yep.
the movement. It's not about Trump. Like he started it, he spearheaded that thing. That's why, people hate Trump. They don't hate Trump. They hate what he represents.
Well, I
Right?
mean,
That Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing, dude.
God,
And it's
it's
like,
so crazy, dude.
like therapists are saying like 3 out of 4 people in their practices or something like that have
Yeah,
some
it's so
form
it's
of
so
like
nuts
Trump
to me.
derangement.
Like what I think
Lady
that
can't enjoy her vacation because she sees Trump on her phone. Like, come
yeah,
on.
well, they're stupid. So most of them are stupid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shift gears on one more thing, dude.
Mhm.
I did this the other day, and I was gonna call you about it, and it's about XRP. So I
Mhm.
was looking at Hedera, I'm looking at XTC, I'm looking at some other stuff, and I'm like, hey, I got a little bit of extra money. What can I? Not a lot, like
Mhm.
$500. What can I invest in that'll go 50 times or 15 times? What do you think? I asked ChatGPT. So all you crypto people, if I'm wrong, tell me, but I'm just telling you what ChatGPT said. It says, I'm holding XRP and I don't believe the hype. I have 1,000 tokens. I want to invest in something that is going to go to the moon in the next couple of years. That was my question. Got you. And honestly, you're smart not to fall for the XRP $1,000 hype. So if you've got 1,000 XRP, that's a solid position. But if you want something that has real chance to multiply big, you need to look at projects like that have a small market cap, that have real tech or real adoption, are undervalued, and can realistically go 10, 20, even 50. So what it says about XRP was kind of good. I wanted to share with you. Where'd it go?
I think it was back.
Was it back?
Mhm.
Hold on. Okay, so it was saying something. Hold on. Right here. Yeah, it was right here. Okay, give me a second.
It said a lot.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch right here. I'm just trying to get back to the original question. So just fast forward to this if you
All
want.
right.
Okay.
Oh,
So
I think, yeah, there it is right there.
yeah, so here. Okay, here it goes right here. Hold on, make sure this isn't it. Okay, here we go. I got it. Why $1,000 is nearly impossible for XRP. Let's say XRP hits $1,000 per token with 100 billion tokens. That's 100 trillion market cap. That would make XRP more valuable than the entire US stock market, 10 times bigger than all the gold on earth, more than all gold currencies combined. That's obviously impossible. Even a $100 market cap is unrealistic long term. So what's realistic? Based on utility adoption, liquidity, and market structure, conservative realistic range is $1 to $5. Optimistic but reasonable is 5 to 10. Maximum is 25. So this is
ChatGPT said this?
this is what ChatGPT. I asked the question. So and I'm an XRP guy. Like he knows. Like I have XRP, but I really wanted to know why it's not moving. Like
The
it's
Zionist.
yeah. The Jews. Yeah, the Jews. Yeah. So that's a joke. We're kidding.
I
So
don't know.
so it says it's on. This is ChatGPT's honest take. You're correct to be skeptical. XRP has legitimate potential in banking, liquidity, payments, but not $1,000 per coin potential. It can still be a good investment without needing insane price targets. If you want, I can break down XRP potential, all this stuff. So I said, what crypto do you think has the best 5-year plan that is cheap now but will be worth a ton later? So he says, here's the real grounded answer, not hype, not influencer nonsense. I'll give you 5 cryptos. So the first one was HBAR, which I immediately bought because it has a 20 time potential.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's called Hedera Hashgraph. Governing council includes Google, IBM, Boeing, LG, Chainlink. So Chainlink's the one I've invested the most money in so far. Dell, extremely fast, energy efficient network used in enterprise and government applications, not just crypto hype. Real products built on tokenization, supply chain, and identity. HBAR is one of the most underrated, fundamentally sound projects. Strong 5-year roadmap. So I'm going to skip over the other ones. Quant looks good too, but Chainlink's the one that I ended up ultimately getting. So it says Chainlink, still a bargain for what it does. Price mid-range but undervalued. So it's like 18 bucks when I bought it. Link is the plumbing of all crypto. Provides the Oracle infrastructure needed, not Oracle the company, the word Oracle. Infrastructure needed for smart contracts used by banks, institution, DeFi, tokenization, Chainlink, CCIP is being integrated into real-world finance. This is the one of the safest long-term holds. So what do you think about all that? Because we're big XRP guys over here.
Yep.
I'm a little disappointed when I saw this because
ChatGPT doesn't know it's how.
Well, I hope
Dude,
not.
you know what? So So I got, my good friend of mine. He's in ChatGPT
Okay.
all the time.
All right.
This thing right here, all it does, like, you can get lost in this thing.
Oh, I know.
Because it regurgitates your own stuff back to you, right?
Really?
Yeah. And plus, like, all that does, all ChatGPT does, it
compiles.
It searches all the stuff that's out there,
Yep.
right? Searches all that stuff and it puts it together. So it's really kind of just a reflection of like what people think. So wherever that came from, it says it's more realistic $1 to $2, whatever it said.
Yeah.
We're already at like $2 and some cents.
Well, it said 1 to 5.
Yeah. So here's the thing, dude. Like, if you look at what XRP is designed to do versus those other coins, right? Meme tokens and Bitcoin, which is just a store of value. You can't actually, like, I can't send you, a bunch of Bitcoin.
Yeah. Well, I don't like Bitcoin.
Halfway across the world without there being a bunch of fees and it taking forever, right?
Yeah.
XRP was designed to be $10,000 per token.
I hope so, man.
It has something called a million drops, right? So if you take $10,000 and you divide it by 1 million, you get like 1 penny, dude. So you can divide an XRP all the way down to a penny.
Okay.
So if you want to send millions of dollars, right, to another country or whatever, it has like 3 to 5 second settlement. And I've tried it out. I've sent from my wallet to somebody else's wallet, and it's there instantly.
Yeah.
It's there instantly.
I still have it. I still hold it.
Well, I got even more.
Yeah, I do too.
I got 5,000 tokens.
What I ended up doing was,
I'm gonna be rich.
I don't have that many. I don't have that many, but I have quite a few. But what I ended up doing is I had a certain number, and I said, well, I'm going to play with some of it. And if it doesn't work out, I can always transfer it back. And I sent it to something that's more expensive. So I ended up buying like Chainlink, 500 of them or something.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious. It's like I want to see another one, even if it's short term. Even if it jumps up from 18 to 100, and then I cash out, I'm good with that.
Well, I don't know when this thing is going, when you're going to post this right here. But
probably tonight.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
November 22nd. That's the day when Swift is going to start adopting. Or that's actually when the ISO 20022.
Yeah.
So that's like the future of the financial like, as far as transferring money, sending money, anything that the banks have to work with, they have to be certified ISO, 20022 token. So
I wonder
XRP,
what ones are gonna be.
XRP, XLM.
Yep, I have that.
HBAR.
Have that.
There's another one, but those are the basic, the ones that are going to be ISO certified. Without that, banks can't use them.
You need to see which one Israel has the most money in. That's the one that's going to go.
You'll never know. You'll never know.
Yeah, you'll never know. That's right.
It'll be like shell companies and like just different foundations. Like,
that's what's crazy though, man.
How to do it.
Like, here's what I understand. All the money in the world's like a couple of families, right? They own mostly. Lulu! Sorry, guys. My dog's a nuts. She's a little multi-poo, dude. She's so cute, but she's barky. Yeah, she's mad that we're in here right now. Trust me, she's spoiled. She probably snuck underneath the gates, probably right outside the door to attack me when I get out.
Yeah, she's going crazy.
But what I'm saying is like I'm thinking, like I really just want to do something different. I want to keep my XRP, but I want to try some other ones out. So I just been praying about it, dude. Like, show me which ones it is, man, and maybe we'll see one take off to the moon. I don't know. And but here's the thing with crypto and any stocks that I have or anything, that's just for fun. I don't plan on getting rich. I have other eggs in my basket for my business, selling it and
Yeah.
real estate and stuff. But I think that if it happens and I can retire early, that would be amazing. Like I would do ministry full time if I could do that. I go
Yeah.
into prisons with the band full time. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We do that like every weekend.
Yeah. I'm gonna give away a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give away a lot of it.
Yeah.
And then like from there, I don't know what I
I buy
want.
everybody in the system a secure pack. If you don't know what that is, you don't know what that is. That's okay if you don't.
Yeah, I'll figure out what I want to do with it though. But I'm like putting. I feel like God told me to buy XRP.
Yeah, me
Like,
too.
He like spoke it to me as I was
Yeah.
like waking up from sleep.
So did Kim Clement.
What was crazy is like I woke up and like I heard like a voice tell me to buy XRP. And so I went out and I was knocking for solar. I went out knocking doors like the next day.
Oh yeah, tell them the story about the lady.
So yeah, so I went out knocking doors the next day and I was waiting to get paid on a solar job that I had sold. And it was like getting installed and I was getting paid and life was good and all that. So as soon as that money was gonna come in, I was gonna buy some XRP.
Yeah.
After like God spoke that to me. And I already had crypto, but God spoke that to me. And so I put it in my calendar. Put it in my calendar, bro. The next day I went out and I'm knocking doors. The last door I knocked was this lady, older lady, and she said, I pitched solar terms. She's like, yeah, I want to do it. She said, but I'm waiting for some money to come in. When it comes in, I'll pay cash for it. I was still trying to get her to go for it. She didn't go for it. But as I was, finishing up, and I think I was giving her my card or something, I looked at her shirt. She had a black shirt on, and it said XRP on it.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, XRP.
Yeah, what's up?
She's like, tell me about it. I'm like, I don't know much, but this is what I do know. And she gave me the whole rundown. This was August of last year.
Yeah.
She gave me the whole rundown about how it's gonna go to $10,000. She had friends in the banking and financial institutions. She had friends that were in government. She said, I don't want to say too much about it. She said, but it's going to go to $10,000 per token. It's like, so I said, what would you do if you were me? She said, if I were you, I'd have 2,500 tokens of XRP. She said, at the very minimum, 1,000. She said, you can stake it, and you don't have to sell any. You can just collect the interest off of it.
Yeah, if it goes to 10,000, the banks would have to borrow it from you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it makes sense. It makes sense.
She's like, pull out your phone. I'm like, all right. So I pull my phone out. She's like, open your calculator. She's like, all right, 1,000 tokens times 10,000. How much is that? It's $10 million. Right?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. And then
Plenty.
Yeah. And then she's like, a percentage is like 5% of that.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
10% of that.
Staking it.
Yeah, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Just in interest, you never have to.
Yeah, you never have to do nothing.
So I believe in it. I believe that's what God showed me. So
well,
my mom is like, "Are you putting all your eggs in one basket?" Yes, I
yes.
am. Yes, I am.
Well, here's the crazy thing. I don't even know why I bought it.
Yeah.
Remember, I told you that. I just like same thing. I just had this feeling like I was supposed to buy it. I knew nothing about it, so it had to have been God because I wasn't even in crypto. I had no interest in it. I hadn't seen any videos.
That's crazy.
And I was just like all of a sudden started buying a bunch of it, and I was like, why am I doing this? But it was cheap at the time, so I'm like, yeah, it's not that much out of your pocket.
Yeah.
It would be great if it did, man. I would really like to see one of these things really take off other than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's kind of, I think it's stuck where it's at. People are saying it's going to 200,000. I don't think so, man. I think it's stuck where it's at.
Yeah.
I think that's a max you're going to get out of that.
Yeah, you can't do anything with it.
Yeah, you can't do nothing with it. I mean, people will take it. You know what I mean? They'll take it as payment, and then they can cash it out if they want. But it's like, it's slow, it's bulky, it's old.
Yeah, there's no utility to it.
Yeah, so, and we are definitely going to this kind of, I mean, if you think about it now, when you open your banking app, it's just numbers anyway. You're Zelling to people. It's not actual cash you're Zelling. It's just a couple of zeros and ones, computer code.
It's all an agreement that we have.
Yeah, it's not.
We're going to assign value to it.
Yeah, they're going to say that this is worth that. And there's some really other good ones in here that we could talk about, like Algorand seems good and VeChain seems good. But they're a little bit pricey, some of these. Like, I think VeChain was, the other day was like $20 or something. But,
yeah.
I mean, if it go, let's say if I were to buy $1,000 and it went from 20 to 50, that would be worth it. But if it goes to 20 to 22, that's not really worth it for me. So I know there's a lot of you out there that have money to buy 5,000 at a time or 10,000 at a time, and you can make some real money. But that's not my story. But so I am an electrician. That's what I do. I have an electrical company, and it makes good money, but nothing like a gazillionaire would make. But it's fair, you know. I always tell my son, like, if you have a trade and you start your own business, you can basically live a pretty decent life, pretty comfortable life. And as long as you're like consistent with it, you can do well.
Yeah.
So,
You know what I do with tithing, bro? I put it in crypto.
do you?
Yeah.
That's controversial.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super
Right at the
controversial.
end.
Yeah.
No, I thought about it. I'm like, oh, so what do I do with my money? Like, you can't give it to a church, but I think people think that that's all
Dude,
tithing is.
bro.
It's like helping people out. Dude, people have like borrowed money. They're like, I need to borrow money, you know, not like $50, $100,
Yeah,
300
yeah.
bucks. I just give it to them, dude.
Yeah, you never. When I give someone money, I never expect
That's
it
what
back.
that's what Jesus
So,
said.
yep.
I had one guy who's like, hey, I didn't forget about you. Well, I did.
Yeah, I forgot.
I forgot. So
Yeah,
don't
I do
worry
that all
about
the
it.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But what's crazy is like God always gets it back. You know what I
always,
mean?
dude.
And even if he didn't, it's like I know he's going to take care of me at some point. Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's not, but he always takes care of you. But having that channel open
Yeah,
of not being greedy, if somebody has something and you got it, I give it to them.
yeah,
And then God will bless you. He'll make sure you're taken care of. And so you can be a blessing.
yeah. I've been doing that lately with our thrift store. Me and my wife have a thrift store that's a ministry. We rescue women from trafficking. So it's a true nonprofit. So we started this place up in Prescott, and Kyler Murray from the Cardinals, the quarterback, his foundation gave us a bunch of money to start, which was really cool. And God just put it on our heart to do it. And so I cleared out everything in my garage I hadn't used in 3 months or six, just like the prison box theory. Remember
Mhm.
Dave Keeley's theory? If you haven't used it in 3 months or 6 months, you got to throw it out or give it away. So I looked at all this
And then
stuff I'd had, musical equipment, stuff in the office, stuff, everywhere. I just put it in boxes and took it up there
Mhm.
and sold it. Like, I don't use it anymore, and they could use it. And it's like, so some of these drills I had were brand new. They were plug-in, they weren't cordless, but they were brand new. I never used them. Because when I got out, dude, I didn't know. I didn't know everybody was using cordless everything.
Yep.
So it's crazy. But one last thing before we close out, I do have, thanks for coming today, by the way.
Yeah,
I called him yesterday and said, I need you over here for this because I got some questions. The last question I have is, what do you think's going on with these mega churches lately? Robert Morris and freaking everybody that's getting busted, dude. What is happening right now?
I'm glad you asked me that
Yeah.
question.
I knew you'd have a good answer. That's why I asked.
So it's like it's two things. For one, church is a business. Really is.
Butts in the seats.
I've heard exactly.
Yeah,
dude.
butts in the seats.
If you have payroll, if you have everything that operates as like a business, but you're
Yup.
calling it a church, like what are you really doing there, right? What are you really
They're
doing?
shepherding people, buddy.
Yeah.
Shepherding their wallet out of their pocket.
And it's like if you look at like what the Bible says, dude. I mean, I could quote it.
If
but
you're gonna pull a Bible verse on the Rando podcast, you gotta tell them what it is.
yeah,
What verse
exactly,
it
man.
is.
So it's like Paul talked to Timothy, right, in his last letter. And he said, last days perilous times will come, right? Men shall be lovers of themselves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parent, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, on and on and on and on. But, money was one of the things that, people would love.
Yeah.
And it's like that has invaded everything.
Yeah, all the churches.
Yeah, so it's a business, man. And think about it. If you're going to preach the truth to people, people aren't going to come back. That's exactly what
Yeah,
Paul
it's
said.
so crazy, dude.
Where he's like, in the last days, people won't endure sound doctrine. He said they're going to gather teachers to themselves because they have itching ears.
Yeah.
So if people really heard the truth, there's a lot of fake stuff out there. And like I go to a church service, it's very theatrical. There's formulas to it.
Oh yeah.
Even at the end,
I know.
they
I'm
start
on a
playing-
big worship team. I know.
I know. They start
Yeah.
playing the music at the end, right? They get
Yeah.
it. And Robert Morris used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Like he would, and something never, it never really sat right with me
You
about
mean the
him.
emotional music at the end of the worship where they talk about tithing?
And then all of a sudden, like the pastor's crying, and like you do that every week.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like they're trying to get an emotional response so people can give.
Well, I've heard that too. There's a formula to
There,
worship where the
there's
third song is emotional and slow for
it,
that
it's
purpose.
the chords that are being played, dude.
Yeah,
Like there's a lot of
the
manipulation.
frequency.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
manipulation in the church, right?
What bums me out because like I became a Christian in prison,
Hmm.
and when I got out, I was excited to go to churches, and
Yeah,
I've been in ministry now for 7 years.
yeah,
And the last four really heavy meeting people with our ministry. And man, I told my wife this last week. I said, there's more dirtbags in ministry, especially outreach, because they take advantage of
there's
your kindness.
predators.
Well, think about it, because you're an outreach guy, the outreach pastor, your heart's for the homeless, heart for hurting. So these people prey on that. We just had a situation at ours where this chick came in,
Hmm.
preyed on us to rent a space, and then ended up leaving after the first month. She didn't have it. And we found out that she does this everywhere.
Yeah,
I mean, and I'm surprised that I saw something weird, but it's hard for me to tell somebody, hey, this chick, you know, and we found out yesterday that she was up to no good. So
yeah,
my point is that I see a lot of dirtbags in ministry, which disappoints me greatly because I was excited to get out and do this.
yeah,
And now I'm kind of like not hesitant to help people. I'll help everybody. He can tell you that I try to help everybody I
yeah.
can.
It's true.
But I am a little bit more reluctant to listen to everybody's pitch now when they're coming at us.
Yeah.
They try to build off the backs of what you've done.
Here's the other thing that I wanted to say about that. For one, it's a business, and there's a lot of other stuff too. But they're trying to keep people in the seats. They're trying to generate income so they can pay
Hey, monthly partners, dude.
and all that stuff, dude. So if you look at the original churches, dude, how they were started, they had services in people's homes.
In Book of Acts, they took care of each other.
You know what I mean? And now it's
Yeah.
become something else. But it's exactly what we talked about for the last days. Here's what it is, dude. Here's what God showed me. Anytime anyone has any influence, doesn't matter who it is, dude, could be any type of artist, right? Actor, musician,
You know,
politician, anybody. Anytime, that's what God showed me, dude. Anytime anybody has any influence, the enemy is going to work on that person and try to influence them
for sure.
because they had an influence on other people.
You know,
And if the enemy can't influence someone to influence the people, will try to kill him. But ultimately, God is in control. So if you think about Charlie Kirk, God allowed him to die, right? And I think He allowed him to die for a bunch of different reasons, but it would like reignite the passion in people because I think we all felt it
you know,
as believers, right? Not just
and
here in
it got a bunch
America,
of new people.
yeah, all over the world.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think He was saving Charlie Kirk from Erica and from Turning Point and from all the people that were
Yeah.
manipulating him. Like he's like, you know what? My son's being deceived right now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take him home. So Charlie knows the truth right now.
Yeah.
But that's what it is, dude. Anytime, and I used to preach as as the yard pastor where
Yeah.
I was at. And I know that when you are in that position, when God puts you
Oh,
in
I
that
know. I've
position,
been in worship leader.
God is gonna like distract God will allow the enemy to distract you.
Oh yeah.
And to attack you and to do all those different things. So all these people that get put in these positions, they have a special attack from the enemy, and the enemy is going to try to either influence them or get them to fall into sin.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's what he does, though.
And he loves to see people lifted up, and he loves to turn them down. And that's true no
Yeah.
matter what. So
Yeah.
anybody that has influence out there, just as God is going to try to use you, right? God wants to use you. The enemy wants to use you as well.
Yeah.
And he'll try to like little wrong doctrine in there, sprinkle it in,
Yeah.
and then you disseminate. And that's why, that's why the word says, hey, desire not to be teachers because you have the stricter judgment. So anything that you teach, you better make sure that it's God and it's not the other guy trying to influence you so you can spread the false word to people. And there's like all kinds of other stuff that goes along with that. But that's what it is.
Yeah, he did that to me the last 4 years. I was consistently attacked for the last 4 years ever since we started that. And ever since I started playing with the band, started going, and I started going to prisons and we started playing out and proclaiming the name of Jesus, even in clubs. It started, man. It was like he kept trying to distract me with this and distract me with that. And what's hard about like just being in bands is like I had, you and Dan play with me and we've had other members, right? And it's always like they come in and they like, oh, I really love your music. And all they really want to do is hang on to your music because they can't write music. And then they get mad at you when they write music and
Let's
you look
get
at
it
them,
all
it's
out.
crap. Like yeah, I'm getting it out. It's crap music. I'm not saying, I'm not doing that to be mean, but if you're a good musician and you write good songs, you know it. Like people could tell you that all day, but you know it before you even release it. Like if your head's bouncing and you're singing it in your head, you know it's catchy, you know it's good.
My dude makes some good music, man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been on a writing binge. Like right over here's my little recording
Like
studio.
every week, he's like, "Hey, I wrote a new song."
Yeah, it's been crazy lately.
Awesome, man. It's like
Yeah.
good. It's solid.
Well, what happened was is I prayed and I told God, I said, man, I can't get these songs from a certain individual. I can't get them. And God says, don't worry about it. You get those later. Write some new ones. I got something for you. And then the last couple of days, I finished 2 bangers, dude. They're incredible. And the only reason I say they're incredible is because I haven't stopped listening to them for the last 2 days. Like in my truck,
You know it's good. Man.
I was like, God, that doesn't even sound like me. And I'm surprised that anytime I say it doesn't sound like me, I know that's God. I know that's the words he inspired,
That's
the
when you know
music he
it's good.
inspired. And everybody's like, how can he inspire hard rock and metal? He
Oh,
can
he can.
inspire anything.
God
man.
created music.
My heart's in the right place. If I would have made it when I was younger, I'd be dead for sure. I'd have been dead of an overdose or whatever, dude. I've been something
100%.
crazy, bro.
Yep.
But anyway, we're going to close down.
Yep.
That's why it's the Rando podcast. We covered a lot of different stuff. That's just how my mind works. And I think about different stuff. And I hope you stick around, share, like, and hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you. I'm going to put out more episodes. I've been a little distracted in this season with building of the ministry, helping my wife out, and just kind of business taking off. But I plan on having someone here every week from now on to do this. I set this studio up. You see it behind me. And I put all the work in, and I've actually got like a real microphone right here, and I actually have headphones and stuff, and I have another one that goes over there. So I'm gonna get that up and running. But this one I couldn't wait. I needed to talk about this stuff, and I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you stick around and you watch the whole thing. So God bless y'all and peace. All right. Yeah, you gotta hear these songs, brother.
So I realized this too, bro. I'm ADHD. So
Yeah.
all over the place.